Every year, Tucci Philippines unites with the global Tucci world in celebrating Buddha Day, Mother's Day, and Tucci Day. In 2012, 5,000 people participated in this threefold event, making it possible to form a historic human formation for the first time. For the year 2014, the celebration grew to a larger scale as 9,000 participants committed their time in a 2-month rehearsal in order to come up with another one-of-a-kind human formation. During this event, the local government of San Mateo Rizal followed Marikina City in declaring every second Sunday of May as Tucci Day in their own town.
Dahil from the very start, in-embrace na namin yung konsepto ng circulation of love. Dahil nakita ko yung epekto sa aking mga mamamayan.
In 2013, Tucci Philippines launched a project in San Mateo, identifying undernourished children as beneficiaries for a year-long feeding program. The project is entitled 80-20, which also featured a donation drive to nurture the loving kindness of students in sharing their blessings to the needy, and a recycling activity to develop awareness in loving Mother Earth. By the end of the program, the class advisors who collected the most recyclables from their classes were awarded. Along with the school heads, they traveled to Taiwan to visit Tucci's facilities and were introduced to Jingsi aphorisms, which served to give lessons on moral values. By December, Tucci Malaysia sent teachers to impart their knowledge to the teaching force of San Mateo. This was followed by a school-wide distribution of Jingsi aphorisms books for children.
I'm very much optimistic that the knowledge that the teachers gain from this symposium will help them a lot in molding the characters of our pupils.
The affinity between Tucci and San Mateo started in 2012 in the aftermath of the heavy flooding caused by the southwest monsoon rains. Tucci volunteers from Marikina readily mobilized to help, embracing their neighbors with love. In September this year, the same love was witnessed as Tucci Philippines took action to assist in the Cash for Work cleanup program. Relief distributions were also conducted as Typhoon Mario flooded Marikina City and San Mateo, Rizal.
Nakatulong na naman tayo. Pasalamat ako sa mga kapwa nating volunteer. Tulong-tulong na naman tayo dito sa Metro Manila. Kumbaga saan walang iwan na.
Even though their homes are at risk to flooding, Filipino volunteers continuously lend their hand to other people in need. Their commitment despite their own risk brought the attention of Tucci Philippines to build better homes for their families. Tucci volunteers Edison and Heidi Hina are among the 9 beneficiaries from Marikina City.
Kahit kailan hindi ako dumaing para humingi ng tulong na ipagawa yung bahay namin. Kaya pasalamat ako kay Master kasi nabiyayaan ako ng magandang bahay ngayon.
The rice donations from the Taiwan government have been of great help in providing aid to the disaster victims. Since 2011 up until 2014, Tucci Philippines has distributed 20 kilo sacks of rice to a total of 330,000 families. In 2014, over 4,000 tons were allocated to more than 198,000 families.
Magpapasalamat ako dahil meron pang tumutulong sa amin na magandang loob.
Coping with another major disaster response, Tucci Foundation unveiled its newly built school in Compostela Valley. The province was devastated when Typhoon Pablo lashed out its might in Mindanao in December 2012. Tucci promptly conducted several relief operations, which led to the discovery of the plight of students in Mangayon Elementary School. Allocating 35 million pesos, Tucci rebuilt the school in less than 2 years.
It's really a miracle. You have built not only the hopes, not only our classrooms, but you have built the future of the children of Mangayon.
In October 2013, a massive earthquake hit the province of Bohol. Tucci volunteers immediately traveled to the disaster site to provide emergency assistance. But because of the devastating impact of Typhoon Yolanda in Leyte, the intended major relief operations was postponed. Master Zheng Yan reminded the volunteers to never forget Bohol as they went on to give disaster relief for Yolanda-hit areas. Committed to go back to help the Boholanos, Master Zheng Yan granted 150 prefabricated classrooms to replace the ones destroyed by the earthquake. Touched by Tucci's sincerity, many Boholanos volunteered in making cement tiles which were used as floorings of the classrooms.
Hindi naman siguro kailangang mayaman tayo, marami tayong pera upang tumulong. Kahit mahirap, pero pwede rin tumulong basta ka rin sa puso.
Taiwanese volunteers came to share their knowledge in installing the temporary classroom units. As the materials arrived from Taiwan in June, hundreds of locals collaborated to install classrooms in 16 heavily affected schools in just a matter of days. These classrooms were officially turned over in July, while the volunteers' families were awarded with Taiwan rice during the Thanksgiving ceremony in August.
There is a saying that love begets love, and I'm sure that what you have shown to us, the love, it will last a lifetime in our hearts.
By December, Tucci Foundation Philippines inaugurated the Operations Center in Bohol, all thanks to the support of the growing number of local volunteers. In November this year, Tucci Philippines celebrated its 20th anniversary by conducting a huge-scale medical mission which benefited over 1,800 patients. Since 1995 until this year, Tucci Philippines and TIMA members have already served 325,000 patients across the country. These missions allow the doctors and volunteers to witness suffering in life and strive to improve their services to be more patient-centered. In April, local TIMA members gathered 200 dental practitioners for the first International Dental Convention. The participants offered their services for free when Tucci held large-scale medical missions in Ormoc and Tacloban.
It's my pleasure that I can share my expertise in endodontics. Most important thing is to share master's love with the dentist.
For 20 years, Tucci Foundation has been steadfast in carrying out their missions in the Philippines. Join us as we touch more lives and continue the endless cycle of love for the people in the Philippines.